Hey guys, so I just wanted to give you guys another tutorial this week since we're all locked up in the house due to the quarantine. So one thing I've been making besides the masks is headbands. So you are going to need a knit fabric for this. And to start off, I only have little strips here already, but I have my mint green fabric. These are super easy to make and you can make them in under 10 minutes. So to be able to cut these, you need to make sure that the stretchy side goes the longest way. So that's your first step, is to see which way has more stretch. So the stretchy goes this way. So this is what you want for your longest piece. So for my adult ones, I cut them 8 inches by 22 inches. So your 22 inches is going to be lengthwise. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and cut this and then I'll be right back. Alright, now that my piece is cut here, you're going to go ahead and match wrong sides together long ways. So this is my right side of the material. So I'm going to go ahead and put this up, and then I'm going to move this down. And you're just going to match this up as best as you can. Alright, now we're going to go ahead and move to the sewing machine. So now we're over to my sewing machine, and you want to make sure that the end of the fabric is lined up with the presser foot, and you also want to make sure that you are on a zigzag stitch. If you do a regular stitch, it will break over time from it being stretched, so you want to make sure to do a zigzag. Also, when you do the zigzag, make sure that you go ahead and back stitch when you first start and when you end as well. This material does move on you a lot, so be careful and make sure that you have your hand there to guide it. Alright guys, I'll be right back as soon as I'm done this stitch. So now, after you're done at your sewing machine doing your zigzag stitch, which looks something like this, you're going to go ahead and turn your materials inside out. So you're just going to use your hands to do this. You're kind of just going to go all the way up. And then you're going to push this side through and then pull. So it'll look something like this. So now you want to try and get this seam right in the middle of the material. It doesn't have to be perfect, but as close as possible. Now what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and match these seams up with the right sides together. So we're going to flip our material, and you might have to play with it a little bit to get it to where you want it to be. So now you see I have the stretch here. So now you want to lay these sides together just like this, and you want the centers to be somewhat even like this. Now what we're going to do is you're going to match this corner here with the bottom corner here. So you're just going to move it over, and it's going to be just like that. So it's going to look like this. So now you kind of got like a V going on. Now what we're going to do is you're going to take this corner and fold it over. And then the same thing with this corner, you're going to fold it to the back. So it's going to look something like this. Okay, so again, to show you guys, we have the right side facing up, the wrong side with the seam in the middle down, and we're going to fold this in half. So fold it in half. Then you want to match the left top corner with the right bottom corner. Then you want to take the left top corner and put that to the top, and the right top corner and place this one to the top. So you're going to have to play around with that a little bit. It is a little tricky. And then once you have that done, you're going to go ahead and move back over to the sewing machine. So now that we're back over to the sewing machine, you can see I have my edges lined up here. And you're going to go ahead and make sure it's lined up at the edge of the presser foot, and you're going to do a regular stitch for this one. So I like to run it over a few times. Make sure you backstitch as well for the first and the last time. You can run it over twice, 3 times, whatever you think will hold it the best. This is very thick, so be careful, and definitely make sure that you have a heavy duty machine or a heavy duty needle while you're doing this stitch. Okay, I'll be right back once I'm done. So I just finished my last stitch. I did 3 stitches back and forth, total of 3 times. I just wanted to show you guys a little trick that I use when I tell you to go back and forth a few times. So you don't want to just use the back stitch to go back and forth. You actually want to start a whole new stitch. So you'll back stitch, make your stitch, back stitch, and then you want to go ahead and turn the material and do it the opposite way. So what I do is that after I'm done back stitching my last set of stitching, I go ahead and lift up my presser foot as my needle is still down. So I don't know if you guys can see that underneath there, but my needle is still down, and I just go ahead and I move my material. So you see how it moves very easily? That's just a little trick to make sure that you get your stitching on the exact same line as you did last time. So now that I am done, I'm gonna go ahead and lift my needle and lift my presser foot. And I'm gonna go ahead and cut my extra threads, and I'm gonna move you back over to my mat in a second. All right, so I only trimmed my excess threads, and now you guys can trim a little bit of this away if you would like to. So I'm going to trim a little bit with my fabric shears here. You don't want to get too close to the stitching, but you can definitely get a decent amount close that you don't have all this excess material. Oh, I missed a thread. I'm just going to lift up here real quick to see if I can get anywhere else off. Alright, so that looks pretty good to me. And now we're going to go ahead and flip it inside out. So again, so this is what it looks like. And then you flip it. And this is it, guys. This is the headband. So you will see that the stitching here will be in the center, but that's okay. And you could see that it does stick out a little bit. If that's the case, you can keep trimming it away. And once you go ahead and move it a little bit, it does go and hide. But that's it, guys. That is the headband. Super cute, super easy, and it does stretch this way. So I am going to go ahead and trim a little bit more on the sides. Usually you do have to open them like I just did, so you can see how much you actually need to trim off. But once it's on your head, it will also be hidden as well. So I hope you guys like this tutorial. Again, I cut this 8 inches by 22 inches, and you definitely want the stretchy to go of the length of 22 inches. If you guys have any questions, comments, concerns, feel free to email me at kjs25@yahoo.com. And please like and subscribe to my channel, and let me know what you guys are looking for tutorial wise. I'm always looking to make new things and to get some new ideas. Alright guys, have a great night.